Welcome to the series CyberSec, A Way of Life, brought to you by LnDToday and powered by ARCON Tech Solutions. Our leader today is Mr. Ajit Anantharaman, who is the Chief Information Security and Certified GDPR Data Protection Officer for Hansa Cequity Group of Companies. He comes with over 2 decades of working experience in the IT domain. He started his career as a certified database developer, graduated to managing complex technical infrastructure of a large bank, executing digital marketing campaigns, to heading the campaign practice itself. Ajit has spent a considerable time in the US managing long-term projects for companies like Amex, Fannie Mae, First Data, Best Buy before joining Hansa Cequity in the March of 2016. He has been instrumental in Hansa Cequity attaining ISMS, PIMS, QMS certifications and the subsidiaries obtaining QMS certifications, and currently pursuing GDPR-aligned PIMS certification. He holds a master's degree in business administration, specializing in IT, bachelor's degree and diploma in mechanical engineering with specialization in automobile domain from the University of Mumbai. He is an avid music lover with interest in ghazals and classical songs, enjoys travel and photography, likes teaching, and is a student of business and personal finance discipline. Please welcome Ajit Anantharaman, CISO and GDPR Certified Data Protection Officer at Hansa Cequity. Thank you, Ajit, for joining us for this series. It's a real pleasure to have you, and you come with a box of qualifications and so much of knowledge. And it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Roshan. It's my absolute privilege and honor to be here.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you. Ajit, in this section, we talk about cybersecurity, right? It's a way of life now. How do you think it has, we have, since the time the lockdowns have stopped, we have a little away from the COVID lockdowns being stopped completely. So how do you think things have changed post this pandemic?
That's a very good question. Pre-COVID, we had a way of life, and it was always believed that certain things can be done only certain ways.
Yes.
To cite some examples, a call center had to be in person.
Yes.
A sales job had to be a traveling job. You had to meet the counterpart and then close deals.
Right.
Come lockdown, we had to still achieve the same.
True.
So there was out-of-box thinking,
right.
and also there was an acceptance on the other side that it's okay not to have an in-person connect or whatever,
yes.
and we can still close high-volume contracts.
True.
Now, post-COVID, obviously companies are looking to continue that because that gives a lot of leverage. There's a highly reduced turnaround time. No longer today we say, he's not available for the next 15 days, he's traveling, therefore we can only meet him the 20th day. We just say, okay, he's not available next week, can we do a Teams call tomorrow and finish it? Yes. So that's how things have evolved.
True.
During COVID, we ended up having lesser workforce for various reasons. We still had to try and achieve the same outcome. True. So now the concept is, if I can achieve the same outcome with lesser force, why I need more?
True.
Why, if you could do it for last 1 year, why can't you do it forever?
Right.
The third part is that anticipate. So COVID was something that most of us could never have imagined. Absolutely. I don't think many of us ever went through the plague, or I often was cited examples by very senior people saying how that plague had affected them and brought them to the knees and this and that. But none of us could experience it. By God's grace, none of us experienced it, and none of us could imagine the pain that it created. But now with COVID, we all experienced it. The fear factor, moment somebody said, "Oh, I think I'm positive," how we would start fearing.
Yeah.
Not only for ourselves, for our families, because we can't go home. If I go home, there's a problem. So now all the solutions that we are building is coming with the anticipation that if there's a COVID, how do I still sustain? Which was never the way we used to design earlier. So now, God forbid, if we have another lockdown, I don't think most companies are going to sweat. They are already ready because all the solutions have been designed and built in such a way. And COVID has brought in the concept of digital connect even more harder. Today, every company is looking to get digital connect with their customers. I remember some of the retail giants that we work with, they approached us during COVID and said, oh, you know what, how do I sell my stuff? It's all lying in my warehouse, my stores. My guys are in the, executives are coming to the store, they're just putting down the shutter and they have nothing to do, but I have to still pay them. But I would like to sell these garments, these, dresses, these products. How do I do that? Now we as customers always like to touch, feel, try. Now, how do I, without seeing, how do I actually go and sell something, right? So that's when, so these kind of challenges came to us during COVID, saying, boss, please help me, otherwise I won't be able to pay you your monthly retainer. And then we had to bring in out-of-box products where through WhatsApp and other means, the agent in the store would actually show on his mobile phone the entire product, turn it around, twist it around, wear it, have it worn by a dummy and see the look and feel, the fit. Okay, now I want this color. And we actually made some business doing that. So people were buying. So you would just courier it, and of course you may have challenges with the return policy, but at least you were able to sell it. So these were the kind of things that came as a result of COVID, and I see this only exaggerating in future. In terms of how we will be providing customer experience.
True. So I think COVID got the best out of us.
Yeah, the positive was this. Of course, there was also negatives, but positive was this.
True. Interesting. Now, talking about technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, and the likes of it, they are impacting cybersecurity, right? Now, are they a boon or are they an issue altogether?
Yeah, so today AR, VR is the new normal, right? Very soon you're going to have maybe another few years, or maybe a decade from now, you may have doctors performing surgeries using AR, VR, remotely sitting somewhere, and robots, performing a heart surgery. Now, so these are the positives, right? It augmented reality, So I think we had a VR for a very long time. The flight simulators, if you see, it is a VR for a very long time, right? So the pilot needs to get the closest to actual feel sitting on the simulator, and that's how he gets to train. He can't have artificially, looking things, because the reality may be very different when he, at 35,000 feet, if he's not experiencing the same that he learned, he will not know how to react. So those technologies, I think, have already evolved. NASA and other agencies have been using it for decades. It's just that now a normal, but considering the cost of these technologies, possibly it was never meant for retail consumption. But today a retail person is buying those devices and experiencing the same pleasure that, without actually having to buy that tool or product or car or airplane, you can still fly
experience
it. Without a pilot license, you can still fly an airplane. So this is going to be the new normal. So these are all the good things. The not so good thing, well, I may not say not so good thing, but the challenges that it brings is that it has brought in a lot of areas where today laws are not supporting. You don't have a cyber security or a data security law. Most countries don't have, which, how do I protect an AR VR system, or what should be the checks and boundaries that these manufacturers need to adhere to, when they build such things. So which means that it's an open field for hackers. Now, say today an Apple Watch gives you the best of health benefits in terms of parameters, and it's amazing how they have mastered the art. But at the same time, these wearables, etc., are capturing so much of data, and a lot of that is sensitive personal information. So under the PII, personally identifiable information category, you also have a category called as sensitive PI. And that is the big challenge that it's opening up. But I'm sure this challenge will be shortly addressed by virtue of regulations and better data management techniques.
So, very rightly said. So, even the regulatory bodies are learning themselves. They are evolving with the times changing.